Hey there, Aquarius. Johnny Alchemy here. Thank you again for joining me on my channel. We will be doing your monthly reading for January 2024. So let's jump right in. Again, this is going to be a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what does not. And all these messages that you may receive are here to help raise your awareness so you can use your power of choice, great old power of choice, to create the reality that you want. Okay. Major arcanas. Okay. So let's talk about your most recent to long-term past right here. For some of you, we have the Emperor here reversed. Also, we got the Ace of Pentacles here reversed. So for some of you, if there was a relationship or a person that you maybe had to leave behind, whether it be a breakup, separation, I see some cards here relating to family as well. So if you had to separate from someone because you realized maybe they were no longer good for you or your family, something like that. Ace of Pentacles as well, talking about you had to let go of an opportunity of some kind. To drop that coin, if you will. Maybe that coin was too heavy. That coin was fool's gold. Maybe that coin was just not worth it, not worth holding on to anymore. So I can almost see here, even though it talks about tangible things, you know, like a tangible relationship of some kind. Could be anything where, again, this Emperor reversed, it could be someone who was very controlling as well. Maybe someone very domineering, you know, maybe someone who's out of control, maybe went a little bit too aggro, too far, like to keep his hand tight on things, if you will. And also, if this isn't looking about love at all, it could be saying about anything with your finances and your health as well. Maybe there are certain habits you had to let go of. Anything that really made you feel like you were out of control or that took away your power, making you a victim of circumstance or anything like that, where you had to really gain control back into your life. Because we ultimately have the Ten of Pentacles right here as well. So this tells me there's a certain thing with like a generational wealth, legacy of some kind, abundance for your family. So here I see like love and finances for talking about your past, in terms of, you know, you had to let go of old habits that were just not doing it for you, to really gain control and power back for your love life, your finances, your job, career, whatever it is. And now it's able to provide you with a sustainable family, you know, a well-maintained family where you are in abundance, even a happy family or family too. And so as we move on to the present, we got the Devil card. Let me start off with that. This lands right underneath that Emperor card. So as I said, whether this be a person, a situation, or just habits where it really just made you feel out of control with life or whatever, or like your power was being diminished in some way. In the present for January, you may start to see how much those things affected you, how much they affected you getting the abundance that you may have experienced in the past, and the happiness you may be experiencing now in the present. I'm going to touch upon that in a little bit. But here, really seeing that person or situation or set of habits just really wasn't doing it for you. I mean, I see here with the Devil card, it talks about anything where there's obsession, or there's anything that caused you to feel depressed or isolated, going to your vices, you know, that could be anything with money as well, spending money on your vices, your resources on stuff like that, overspending as well, and that's something to consider in terms of anything with Pentacles. So here it's really saying, you know, and as you go through January, as you've let this situation or person go, you really may start to see how much of an effect they may have had in your life in the big picture long term, if you actually did stay with them or were in that situation for a long period of time. Even more so, we got the Four of Swords here. So this lands right in the middle of your reading, and this tells me that, you know, this contemplation process, you know, where you start to revisit these ideas and all these thoughts that may have caused you pain from past relationships or situations, which really got in the way of your success, you know, your abundance. You know, that Ten of Pentacles, this one lands right underneath that Ten of Pentacles, and it says, you know, like that's you coming to fruition, you know, seeing the fruits of your labor and ending a cycle on a very big and happy note. So that Four of Swords is really saying, that you had to go through this contemplation process and see really how much these habits or these people were not really great for you. And that gives you ultimately the Ten of Cups here. So really, it really is that shadow work going from the dark into the light. Again, another family card, just like that Ten of Pentacles. So if there was like a partner, a husband or a wife, it doesn't matter who, that really you had to separate yourself from for the betterment of the family or for yourself or your kids, whoever it is, is telling me that, maybe it was for the best for some of you, if that makes sense. But yeah, it just seems like there are certain things, even if that person you didn't get rid of them, but they addressed their own shadow, talking about that Devil card again, if they have addressed their own ways where they realize how toxic they can be or how negative they can be, bad habits that can affect the family members or you, stuff like that. I mean, that transformation itself as well. So here, it just shows all of this happened for the betterment of your generational wealth, all the people involved, your loved ones, your family, your relationships, all of that. So I love to see that with that Ten of Cups, because it's saying, there's a miracle that happened, and these people are able to finally see the outcome from all the things that may have happened from the past, to understand why things had to happen, and that everything is in perfect alignment and is happening for them. As we move on, talking about the future and possible outcomes, there are certain things here where it tells me two things. Number one, we got the Ace of Wands here. We got the Four of Pentacles. So here's telling me a lot of to be more conservative in a certain sense. Don't take new adventures. Don't take new risks in a certain sense. You may not want to take new risks because things are looking pretty good right now for you with the Ten of Pentacles and Cups. You could be in a very stable place right now with your family life, relationship life, whatever it may be, whatever situation. And so also with the Four of Pentacles as well. This comes right underneath that Ace of Pentacles in reverse too. So if there are things with money, it could be asking you to still be more conservative with that, as you may want to recoup from things. If you want to change your habits for the start of the new year as well, to save more money, invest more money, etc. And to also, as I said, with that Ace of Wands, to really not do anything sporadic or rash, or do anything kind of spontaneous right now. I think it's telling you to conserve your energy, conserve your resources, because we have the Chariot right here. Because there's going to be something that's going to move you forward in a certain sense. I almost feel like it's kind of like, like when you take like a vacation, you want to take like a road trip or something. It's almost as if like that morning where you wake up real early and you gas up the car, you start packing it, all this other stuff. I have a feeling with that Four of Pentacles and Ace of Wands, it's really like that. It's like there's something here preparing you where you have to really save some money, use the energy to make sure you're okay and everyone that you love is okay, because there could be some big opportunity where you may have to move forward with something. It could be a move literally with the Chariot, talking about relocation. It could be just moving forward in life, because maybe there are certain things you need to, again, have the resources for, and maybe have a clearer direction in where you want to take this adventure. Where do you want to go? What is the destination? So there are certain things to consider there. And again, that Chariot also lands underneath that Four of Swords there, talking about time to recoup, for recovery and for introspection as well. So really wonderful things here. I mean, it seems like for some of you out there, some of you Aquarians, that you've let go of either situations, relationships, or habits that really weren't working for you, and that you've really learned to take grasp and control of your life once more. And it's only led to your abundance, both financially and emotionally, where you faced your shadow, you've understood it, and now you're kind of at peace with it. I see that with the Four of Swords now in the center of the card. You really are at peace with that. And now it's like you have this opportunity to move forward in a big way, which can affect your life in the long term for, let's say, 3 to 5 years or so, and, you can make the most of that opportunity by saving up some money, being clear on where you want to go, all that good stuff. So that's kind of what I see in general for the month of 2024. Let's pull out some cards to clarify. See what we got. Eight of Wands, Two of Swords. Yep. Let's see, Strength. Love that. Okay. So here, Eight of Wands, it says swiftness. I see here not only swiftness, I mean, like, it does talk about, like, certain type of movement, definitely. As I said, going off of that Chariot card, there is some type of movement with that. But also it shows, that there was a focus on work. I think you've worked on yourself, you've worked on your situations to make it more, as I said, in your grasp, where you felt like you were in control of your life once more. I think you did some shadow work, whether by letting someone negative go, and also dealing with, the after effects of that, or letting go of old habits and behaviors that didn't serve you. So I feel like with that, talking about the fire of the wands, the fire in the Eight of Wands, it is talking about repetitive, focused action that was needed to make an outcome happen. We also got the Two of Swords. It says peace. I love seeing this, especially landing right next to the Devil card. As I said before, I feel like you have dealt with this, you've learned from it, and you've made abundance from it on that emotional and physical way. So as I said, you found peace from all this. I think you understand yourself and your shadow very much at this point. For some of you, that makes sense, and that it no longer controls you. You are in control of it, and you have your power back once more, and you're at peace finally because of it. Finally, we have strength. I love seeing strength. So here it's saying, you really have found strength. And seeing this with the Devil card, it really is saying that you've learned how to control those very raw, big emotions, those volatile emotions that may come out, whether it be your inner critic or past pain, whatever it may be. But you've learned to control them. They submit to you now. You are the one who has controlled them through healing, understanding, love, patience, all of those things, those feminine qualities, not by forcing it. In the Strength card, it's the divine feminine that controls that beast. And so I think by you tapping into that type of energy of care and self-care, self-love, you're able to control those darker emotions that exist in all of us. So more clarification. Let's see. Soul Song, love that. Soul Love, okay. Alignment, okay. So here's Soul Song. Interesting to see here. I mean, I think this is a time for celebration for a lot of you. I see that Ten of Pentacles. I see that Ten of Cups. I think for some of you, whether it be with family or a created family or biological, it really doesn't matter. Whatever family or relationships that mean most to you, I think this really is a time of celebration, because I see the abundance that is existing in the past, and they're bringing it to your present now. So Soul Song, I feel like your soul wants to sing, it wants to celebrate, it wants to express itself. So I think it's something for you to consider for the time of January, whether you're celebrating this good start of the new year, or anything like that. I think it is something to be celebrated, because you've let things go. You are in your moment. You've gotten control over your circumstances and all that other stuff. So I think that is something to be celebrated. Soul Love. I mean, this lands right next to that Ten of Cups. So if there's anything with family, where a partner changed his ways, or you had to separate from your partner, this is really saying, that connection with your soul doesn't just lie in just your husband or wife. You have a family. That soul love is extended, to your family. So I think there's something here. If you had to separate or break up with anyone, I think there are other people that you can celebrate this abundance with. There are a lot of people, especially family, that I can see for some of you, where you can still share that love and find a new love without as much heaviness or negativity in the background. Finally, we got alignment. I love seeing this one, especially being a swords right in the middle of your spread, and we have a single sword right here. I see this almost as like the Ace of Swords, like a victory, like by getting rid of the things that no longer serve you, things that really drain you, and taming the shadow that lies within you, you bring yourself into proper alignment. So I could definitely see that right here, where it's like very much a healing journey for some of you, where you've really, as I said before, turned for your shadow into light, and now you've found abundance, and learned how to make that abundance, into a reality in your present moment. Oh, let's pull out this card. I tried to pull up the whole deck. The bottom one came out. Let's see. Discipline. Okay, I think that's very, yeah. I mean, for some of you, if this does make sense, I mean, like, this is probably a long-term journey. I mean, those two those two major arcana cards of the Emperor and the Devil, you know, those are talking about big life lessons that were coming to play, that have been in the works for a while. So whether it be coming to terms with any type of spending habits or health habits, or just getting rid of someone who does not have good habits of any kind, you know, and understanding how draining it was to you financially or to your family and loved ones, you know, it takes discipline to, number one, get rid of those people. That's the harder one. And number two, to really discipline yourself to say, you know, I'm going to sacrifice my temporary happiness right now to work on myself so I know I can have long-term happiness. As it shows with that Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups, long-term happiness for my loved ones, with my family, my friends, all my relationships, etc. So as I said, you know, I think a lot of you have healed yourself and really put in the work, that discipline, in order to tame that shadow, to make peace with yourself ultimately, and to ultimately have a peaceful and abundant life for some of you. So in the terms of January 2024, for some of you Aquarians, I definitely see a lot of abundance, a lot of good things, and where a lot of your healing and discipline have really paid off. And now you have an opportunity to really push yourself forward, just by doing a little bit more tweaking now, figuring out where you want to be going, you know, saving up the resources to do so. And everyone else in your circle, your family, your friends, will seem to be well taken care of. So that's kind of what I see here for all you Aquarius. If this did resonate, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you guys. And consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to keep in touch for future readings. But until then, I just want to say thank you and appreciate you for watching. I will see you next time. Thanks again. Happy New Year.